ABC. It is old Metal Rocker 65. And I want to wish you all Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Of course, this will be my last mail update of 2024. A lot of it is with one group, which is, I'm trying to finish off of collections. But anyway, I've got some other news too. I will be starting a new video series called Flashback 70s, which entails showcasing albums or CDs that I have from 70s groups that you may have heard of, and groups you do know of, and those groups that are really obscure to probably everyone out there, except for maybe a few. And there's a lot of stuff I want to showcase, and but this one here is the last one, like I said, of 2024 in the mail update. So let's get to it. I don't have a whole lot of stuff. I think 8 items, so we'll get to it. What we are listening to is The Nail. If you're not familiar with The Nail, this is two brothers, a guitarist and a drummer, and Girish Pradhan from Girish and the Chronicles formed The Nail. Just a killer melodic hard rock, or not really melodic hard rock, but hard rock melodic metal album. If you're familiar with Girish and the Chronicles, definitely pick this up. I did not know about this up until a couple weeks ago, and I went out. Once I knew of it, I went out and heard a couple tracks, and I fell in love with it. Killer stuff. Pick it up. So that's one of the new releases that I've got towards the end of the year. Fortunately, it didn't make my list because it was too late. So anyway, that is the first one up. Second one up comes from probably one of my all-time favorite bands. I just added another piece to the collection. This is a UFO, Big Apple Encounters, live at the Record Plant, New York City, 1975. But I mean, I just absolutely love UFO. Probably my all-time favorite group, if I would have to say. I was just going over a bunch of my albums I have, and it's I couldn't even believe the number of albums I had from UFO, and I'm still collecting them. But anyway, this unfortunately is not on vinyl, so it's only on CD. It has all the classics: Let It Roll, Doctor Doctor, Built for Comfort, Out in the Streets, Mother Mary, you know, the classic stuff from the 70s we all love. So yeah, UFO. And then, if I sound a little hoarse, I am. I've been kind of sick for the last week. Bad cough. A cough, like I say, the cough was the main thing. Just no appetite. I'm feeling better. Finally listening to some music and doing a video. So anyway, up next, this is a band I do have quite a bit of material from. If I were to have to say, my top 3 guitarists are all time, and this is number 3 on my list, and I do believe he is on this, if I'm not mistaken, which is Steve Marriott. Probably my 3 favorite guitarists are all passed away now, but of course, if anybody know me, Tommy Bolin is number 1. Then it's called Paul Kossoff, and then it's Steve Marriott. But anyway, Scott Waters showed this, so I went over and I ordered this, and I got it ordered through Amazon for a decent price. Picked it up, came, wrong album. So I have a reorder coming. I wasn't going to reorder from Amazon again, because every time I do, it's more than likely they send the same album that they sent the first time. So I quit reordering. I just went somewhere else. So I picked up this Humble Pie over at the Cleopatra Records site. Fantastic label. If If you've never dealt with Cleopatra, definitely do so. This is a double red vinyl. I've yet to hear this. I just got this a matter of a couple days ago, and I've been sick, so. But I'm also going to be doing a sealed to revealed video on stuff that is sealed that I have gotten in. So yeah, Humble Pie. I got a lot of the early stuff. I got a lot of the Steve Marriott, if you're familiar with Steve Marriott. Love his playing. Great stuff. But yeah, Humble Pie. And then, let's see here. I'm going to go with this one here. I do follow quite a few YouTube channels, not as many as I used to in the past. In fact, it was so hard to keep up to all these channels. And a lot of them that I used to watch aren't even around anymore. I know some of them are still there, but anyway, I had followed this Psychic Derek's channel. And he basically showcases a lot of psychedelic, hard rock, blues, progressive, folk, bands all from the 70s or from the 60s and 60s, and this is one that he had showcased, and it really intrigued me. I love that old raw fuzzy guitar sound, early Cheers, something like that. A band called I can't think of a band out of California, or very similar, but anyway, this band is called Joker's Wild, a trio. I mean, tell me that if that ain't the 60s right there. I have not heard this. This is another one that I have not been able to hear yet. I just got this as well. This is, the album is called Liquid Giraffe. And I have heard bits and pieces of this album, and it definitely has that raw 60s fuzzy guitar, it's just incredible stuff from what I heard. A three-piece, it's Lonnie Knight on guitars, Danny Johnson on bass, and Pete Huber on drums. And there's an additional musicians, Bill Jordan guitar and Greg Springer on keyboards. But this was recorded, this is another Minneapolis band, man. There's a lot of great bands from that era. Another band out of Minneapolis that I showcased, or I don't know if I showcased them yet. It's a band called White Lightning, and a band called, I just played them, I just can't think of it right offhand. It is Highway. Highway is another band that is from Minnesota. This band is out of Minneapolis, and I'm really excited and looking forward to hearing this raw 60s psych fuzzy guitar style from this group. Joker's Wild. Hard to get to. Up comes a classic. I had this at one time, and I had a lot of great stuff in my first vinyl collection. Unfortunately, I sold it off back in the early 2000s, maybe 2004. This was in it. Classic. I mean, the album is, when I had it, it was still in mint shape. I finally found another decent copy. This has, of course, Michael Schenker, who also was in the Scorpions, and this is Action, Rock on Brain version. This is absolutely a killer album. You don't hear a lot of people showcasing this or talking about it, but I mean, you got a classic lineup here. Michael Schenker, Rudolf Schenker, Klaus Meine, Lothar Heimberg, and Wolfgang Ziani on drums. So there's a few early members that never went on into the later Scorpions, but this is killer stuff. Like I say, it's a Rock on Brain album. And I used to have quite a few of these Rock on Brain albums back in the day. Used to find them in the import bins at record stores I used to frequent back in Duluth, Minnesota, back in the mid-70s. I used to see a lot of this stuff. But yeah, good stuff here. Now, I have Some more UFO here to show you. 3 albums. This came yesterday. And I mean, I'm really surprised how well this album looks. Hardly no ring wear. A little bit on the back, you can see it. Classic band. This is on Castle Communications from '87, and this is UFO Anthology. This is a UK pressing. Maybe even maybe this was even in Brazil or Paris by this. I don't know. I don't know what this is. If anybody knows what that is, please let me know. But it had the sticker here taped, so you couldn't pull the album out when you bought it. You know, you looked at it, and then when you opened it, you just wrecked it here. I'm glad they only split it here instead of trying to pull it and wreck the cover. But yeah, this is. I'm glad I really found this. Man, it's a killer set here. Show you one of the vinyls here. Made in Great Britain, so it's a UK import. The Raw Power label. White, all white Anthology UFO label. Licensed through Chrysalis Records, which a lot of their, like the Lights Out, Obsession, stuff like that, No Heavy Petting, they were all on the early Chrysalis label. And you can definitely tell these are European albums. The covers are thinner, you know, as far as the outside and the back. This one is a little bit thicker than most I have. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I picked this up. So anyway, UFO Anthology. I got a whole bunch of other stuff coming. I got some UFO, a 4 CD, or no, it's a 4 album set, another anthology set coming out I'm getting, and then I'm looking at a 2 vinyl set. I can't quite remember what it was, but anyway, so I've been picking up a lot of the remasters and the reissues, the earlier stuff that's been coming out on the remastered albums and stuff. Put out. This is actually put out by Chrysalis Records. So, but this is the Obsession, UFO Obsession album. I have not opened this. This is going to be a sealed to reveal on a video channel I'm going to do hereafter. But this is Obsession, a 2024 remaster plus live in Cleveland, new 2024 mix. 3 LP edition. I mean, this thing is built like a tank. I mean, look how thick that thing is. I also have Lights Out. I think it was, no, not Lights Out, but I can't think of it. Anyway, that other one, now it's gonna bug me. I gotta find it here, guys. Still here. Phenomenon. That's the other one that has been reissued. I think even Lights Out might even be remastered, but this thing is built like a tank. I'm really looking forward to listening to this. Brand new UFO. I do have the original, bought way back in the 70s. Still in very good shape. So, but yeah, UFO. And the last one here is also UFO. First time on vinyl for this particular album. It's only been out on CD, and I do have all the CDs, all the studio albums of UFO on CDs. There are a few that have not been out on vinyl, but 2 or 3 are actually coming out now. This one here, You Are Here, from UFO. Again, have not been opened. And the Monkey Puzzle, I should have that by Friday, and Showtime. Those 3 have all finally been released on vinyl by Cleopatra Records, except Obsession has not. I do have a remastered version of Strangers in the Night as well. Yeah, I mean, and again, I give kudos to Cleopatra Records for doing this. I mean, it's great. I know they're going to backtrack to or they're going to move up farther and reissue probably some of these albums that have been out on vinyl, like The Visitor. Just can't think of it. The later ones that are also being remastered, but are also out on first pressing vinyls, way when they first were released. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for this mail release. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year, and take care.